Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium here in Fredericton. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage of the Ken Gould Invitational women's action on tap next. So STU Tommies and the UNBSJ Seawolves. These teams unbeaten yesterday. The Seawolves 65-48 winners over UKC. Leading the Seawolves, Ainsley Green had 15, Avery Allward 14, Laura Prekai 11. And I talked about it during the game, but I didn't realize it was happening in that as well for the previous instance. Ava Sprague played all 40 minutes for the Seawolves yesterday. Mentioned she had a game the previous season, and it was a rare thing to happen. She did it again yesterday without me even realizing I was watching it. Tommies, they are 1-0 with a win over Mount St. Vincent University, 83-66. Tommies broke up in a 31-30 halftime score with a 27-12 third quarter. Mystics had a few injury issues in that quarter, got them out of sorts. Fourth quarter was a one-pointer, but it was really that third quarter that powered them. Leading the Tommies in scoring, Charlie Connors with 60, Nora Quinlan with 16 as well in only 18 minutes for Quinlan. I guess Connors only had 19, pretty balanced there. Quinlan had a series of points in that decisive third quarter, back-to-back threes that really broke open the game. Tommies made 13 three-pointers on 36 attempts yesterday. They were out-rebounded by Mount St. Vincent, so that'll be something to watch here. The Seawolves, they out-rebounded UKC, so let's see if rebounding becomes a factor in this one. A younger Seawolves team, a pretty deep Tommies team. Tommies in the dark green with the gold trim. Seawolves wearing the white today. Starters. Brenna McKenzie wears 6. Alyssa Sprague wears 9. Lorena Prekai 12. Lorena 11. Laura Prekai 12. And Avery Allward 20. I didn't check with coaches pregame, but I believe Ainsley Green out of action today. Starters for the Tommies. Brianna Bartley wears 5. Vedito wears 7. Jeffrey wears 9. Paige LeBlanc wears 13. And Charlie Connors 21. One of these days I'm going to get Peter Jewett just to slow down a little bit on those starters. I can't get my circles done by the time he's got the next player coming out. It'll be Vedito and Allward on the tip. Allward with 7 rebounds to go with the 14 points from yesterday. And we have a loose basketball to be picked up. Regan Kerr does that honors. Matt Whipple gets set for the toss, joined by Dan Wilton and Mark Colwell. They are the three, making sure all goes according to Hoyle and the rules of basketball here as well today. Tommies control off the tip. It is Jeffrey for Connors, guarded by Sprague. Interesting matchup there, Sprague on Connors. Bartley up top, Jeffrey tries a 3, rebound Bartley. And Bartley gets on the board with 2. Pressure from Stu. Prekai to Prekai for McKenzie. Ahead Allward. Brenna McKenzie. Allward in the post. The move was there. She could have come back the other way as well. It's ended up too strong off the glass. Bartley blocked by Allward. Allward can't get that one to go past Vedito. 2-0 Tommies. Connors just a little too strong, but gets the rebound, puts it up. The and one fouled, I think, from behind by Laura Prekai. It is. Connors the score. LeBlanc, couple feet beyond the arc. Out of bounds. Off of McKenzie, over to Stu. Stu up 5-0. Jeffrey, Vedito, Connors against McKenzie. Bartley guarded by Allward. Allward with a rejection there on the Bartley shot. Out of bounds off the Tommies, over to SJ. Allward tied up. Connors and Jeffrey, and it's Connors with the finish from Jeffrey. 7-0 Stu. Prekai with the dish, but it's right into the hands of Vedito. Vedito powers up court. Nice move by Katie Vedito to score two. Timeout. Seawolves as the Tommies have the running shoes on today. Watching Coach Gagnon in the huddle. Pretty calm huddle, actually. Serious message, but a calm huddle. And speaking of coaches that have coached here, former UNB coaches back when the UNB program was in this gym, Joyce and Dick Slip, on the upper rail here for this contest. It would have been, I believe, the Bloomers and the Varsity Reds back when they played in this gym. I don't think the Reds came until just the switch to the Curry Center, but there might have been Reds here for a bit. Another Tommy score, and it's 11-0. Time violation on the Seawolves and Sprague. Good defense by the Tommies. They get another turnover, already up 11 before the Seawolves even get on the board. Box set for the Tommies. Inbounded for Jeffrey. Connors against McKenzie. through the hands of LeBlanc. A host of substitutions coming for STU. Connors catches, scores on the reverse. Make it 13. Sprague sets some offense. Forward for Prekai. That one short, rebound Vedito. Connors, Jeffrey beyond the arc. Allward on the board. Dribbles, but LeBlanc is there to force a tricky handle. Long pass ahead, Prekai. And the Seawolves are on the board finally. 13-2 over 4 minutes to get your first points of the game. LeBlanc short on a three. Prekai for Sprague. Rebound Vedito. Ahead for Connors. Bartley on the board. Out of bounds, and we're going to get substitutions here. For the Seawolves in 23, Reese Smith, and 10, Kate Griffin. Griffin with the team today, was in clinical for nursing, not available yesterday. And for the Tommies, that's a whole new 5. 4 is Oshipko, 12 is Steves, 20 is Olton. Giesbrecht is 11. And that leaves Nora Quinlan, number 15, as the 5th. Sprague turns, shoots, no good. Rebound controlled by Oshipko. Hayden Oshipko. Drifts to the corner. Steves with a strong take to the bucket. Ahead for Sprague. See if St. John can settle down against this bench unit of the Tommies. Griffin. Traveled, slid that foot, good call. Steves, Oshipko. All the way back around Olton, down low Giesbrecht. Quinlan. 3 doesn't drop. McKenzie with the offensive foul as Oshipko stands in. Steves, Oshipko, down low Giesbrecht, back for Steves, that is good, Claudia Steves, a 3. To shoot.
Took a chuck that time from SJ to beat the shot clock. Steve's going to try it again and nails it again. Shipko gets a piece of the ball. That's a hit for Quinlan. There's Oshipko. Steves. Little heat check that time. Oshipko, Giesbrecht. Off the glass and in for more. 21-2 Tommies. Out of bounds off of Quinlan. And here's another 5 substitutions. It is the Tommy starters back in. Partly Vedito, LeBlanc, Connors, and Jeffrey.
Great work from that bench unit.
Smith can't get that shot to drop. Vedito, one-hander. Lisa Snow in for UNBSJ, number 3. But ahead of St. Margaret's Bay, which is near 10 Talon. Looked that up yesterday. Prekai for Snow. Jeffrey on the steal. Connors. Back for Vedito. Connors tries a 3. Falling away a little bit that time was Charlie. LeBlanc makes a 2. Ooh, close to a backcourt there for Griffin. Another bucket for the Tommies. That's Jeffrey. Oh, waved off. No bucket on that one. Foul goes on Reese Smith, number 23. That'll be on the side. Called on the court. Third team foul for the Seawolves. Tommies have 0. Jeffrey gets 2 there. Slips to the floor, 25-2. Ahead for Griffin, I was going to say 25-4. It doesn't go. Smith can't get a make. Connors gets a rebound. Over for Connors. Vedito with 5 to shoot. Makes it 28-2. Another 3 for the Tommies. What a quarter for Stu. 28-2 start. And the building is a bit electric here on the Tommy side. Let's pull up the stats here. The Seawolves 2 points on 1 of 12 shooting. 0 of 2 beyond the arc, didn't get to the free throw line. The Tommies 12 of 29. Says 3 of 12 beyond the arc. Thought they made 4 or 5 actually. Free throws 1 of 1. 10 turnovers for SJ, 1 for Stu. Rebounding 17-7 in favor of the Tommies. Steele 7-0 Stu. Individual stats are not going to be a lot to talk about here for UNBSJ. It's Prekai with 2 points. Nobody with more than 1 foul. The Tommies, Connors already has 9, Claudia Steve 6, Katie Vedito 5. Bartley, Jeffrey, Giesbrecht, LeBlanc 2 each. Seawolves ball. Allwards, Bragg, Prekai, Griffin, and Snow. Vedito, Connors, Bartley, Jeffrey, LeBlanc for the Tommies. There is Bragg, rebound Connors. Off to Bartley. Connors. Oh, correction. That's Oshipko that starts here. That's 4, not 9. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to get them two mixed up this year. Oshipko and Jeffrey, and I did it there. Connors, the advantage on Snow, draws a foul. Good recognition by the Tommies of that mismatch. Prekai for Prekai here, as Laura checks in for Lorena. A takeaway for Oshipko. Oshipko blocked by Prekai. Vedito can't make the three. Bragg on the rebound, jump ball. Possession, Stu. SJ just had it to start the quarter. Foul on the floor. The Tommies, I think, would have rather had the open 2 points. Somebody a second on Prekai. Benito bothered by Snow a little bit in the post. Connors tries Griffin. One-handed shot for Connors. Ends up in a Sprague rebound for Allward. Allward ahead for Prekai. No Ainsley Green. This is a real different looking UNBSJ team here today. They're getting runouts on UKC, and of course the Tommies are pretty stout, expected to be challenging for the top of the conference. I'll say that. Several people have told me they're early favorites. Long way to go between now and March. Things to play out. Injuries, etc., etc. There's a deep-looking Tommies team, though. You saw that first sub wave of 5 come in and didn't really miss a beat. Allows the starters ample rest and to protect against injuries, and I think the Tommies had one yesterday in Hansen. All right. So LeBlanc's on the line. Quinlan waiting to sub for LeBlanc. Olton, Steves, Crawford, and Giesbrecht. LeBlanc misses the second. Sprague. Allward. Knocked out of bounds by Prekai. Here's Quinlan for LeBlanc. Run to start the quarter here for Stu. Quinlan. Thrown rebound. Nice space move by Quinlan. Puts it back up for 2. Bothering Prekai, gets an Allward screen, back for Allward. Off the hands of Allward, out of play. Alton for Steves. Steves jump stop back for Quinlan. Down low for Giesbrecht. Kick out, Olton. Short, rebound, Allward. Prekai, block called on Olton. Just late getting in there. That's what you want if you're a coach. Prekai with a miss. Laura, 4th year out of Mississauga. 6 points a game last year. Better than a 50% free throw shooter. Makes the second. Outside Quinlan. Rebound, Crawford. Seven to shoot, Giesbrecht. From 16 feet is good. Off of Griffin's hands, out of bounds. He's breaked for Steves. Steves fouled by Prekai. Prekai can't believe that call from referee Dan Wilton. Shaky on my officials' names here this weekend. There's been a few I've struggled with, and if I used anybody's incorrect first name, I do apologize. Sometimes takes me a while to get back in the memory of who all the officials are. Claudia Steves with the make. Brenna McKenzie checks in for Laura Prekai, who goes out with 3 fouls. Oh, backcourt.
Crawford for Steves.
Giesbrecht goes to work on Allward.
Oh, that's not Allward. That is
Searles. It's checked in, number 22. Allward's on the far side. There's Searles.
Searles out of
Campbell-Bello Island. It's the ball there. One dribble. And passes it right off to a Tommy.
Crawford, Quinlan.
Steves. Couple threes in this one. Tried enough. Timeout Seawolves, and it looks like we're going to have Lorena Prekai check in. Connor's the game's leading scorer with 11. Steves had 7. Benito 5. Laura Prekai has all 3 for SJ, but on the bench now with 3 fouls. Seawolves shooting 1 of 16. The Tommies 15 of 42. 16 turnovers for the Seawolves. Gaudy numbers for the Tommies. Use a lot of those same letters for the Seawolves too. When you come up with ugly, it's down an L in there. Bartley is fouled. In for the Tommies as well. Looks like a bunch of substitutions for Stu. Benito, Jeffrey, Connors, Bartley, and Charlie Hall. Hall, first-year player out of Woodstock. And mark this down, Alyssa Sprague is not on the court. Played all 40 yesterday. Allward, the catch. 7 to shoot. Prekai gets it to bounce through. Rebound Prekai. Seawolves on a push here. Maddie Baker, number 7 in the game. Miss from Searles. Brenna McKenzie fights for the rebound, gets a foul. Goes on Brianna Bartley. Searles for McKenzie. Baker. 4 to shoot. Hallward is aware. Off the mark into the hands of Jeffrey.
That's Hall.
For Bartley, a little Woodstock connection there. Gonna bring the Thunder. Connors to the bucket. That is Bartley fighting for the rebound, rejected by Allward. Prekai in the runout has Baker. Instead, Prekai tries a take, draws a foul, and will shoot here? Yes. Foul on Jeffrey. Marina Prekai with a make. A double make. Brings a little cowbell from the SJ crew. Connors with a little traveling music there. Hallward, Searles. Off for Prekai. McKenzie. Back for Searles, 4 to shoot. Prekai balls on the floor. Tommies pick it up with for the Vito. Katie Vedito against Maddie Baker. Jeffrey, corner kick for Hall. Hall. A little passport stamp there from Matt Whipple Travel. Not permitted to go to the bucket. And Hall picks up the foul with the body. Both hands on. Fourth Tommies foul. 5 on the Seawolves this quarter. .105 to play first half. Prekai, a rainbow. Prekai again into traffic. Second foul on Hall. He's breaked in for Connors, final 36.6 seconds of the first half. See if the Tommies think about a 2-for-1 here. They can get a good shot early. Not going to happen. Benito doesn't go. Rebound knocked out by Allward. Out of bounds off the Seawolves. 4.2 to go. Tommies will inbound again. 4 flat set here. Benito. Through to halftime, 40-12 STU. Tommies up 28 on the Seawolves. 50 minutes on the clock. Come on back with about 2 minutes left to go there. I will update the stats right around that time. See you for the second half.
Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gym. Tommies used a 28-2 first quarter and a 12-10 second quarter to get out to a 40-12 halftime lead here on the Seawolves. Seawolves 12 points, 3 of 21 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line. The Tommies 40 points, 15 of 47, 32%, 3 of 7 beyond the arc. That's only 17%. And 7 of 9 from the line. 17 turnovers for SJ, compared to 3 for the Tommies. Rebounds 25-17 favors STU. Thought SJ with some of the size might be a factor on the boards. Tommies 10 steals. Lorena Prekai has 9 and Laura Prekai 3. That's your scoring for SJ. Laura 3 fouls, no one else has more than 1. On the Tommy side, Charlie Connors 11, Claudia Steves 7, Katie Vedito 5. And foul perspective, it is Charlie Hall with 2, no one else has more than 1. Tommy starters set to go here for this next half. Vedito, Jeffrey, Bartley, Connors, and LeBlanc. And for the Seawolves here, shaking things up here in a big way. Prekai, Baker, Searles, Allward, and Smith. Eden Searles, 6 foot forward. So the Seawolves going a bit big here. Connors closed out by Baker. Ahead for Lorena Prekai. That one in and then back out for Maddie Baker. Baker out of Oxford, Nova Scotia. Connors, 3, no good. Rebound Jeffrey, that one. Someone must have got a piece of that. Ahead for Baker. Searles fouled by Vedito. So it's a quick outlet pace we saw from St. John against UKC yesterday. Of course, a bit different to do that against a young UKC squad versus this veteran-laden Tommies team. Bartley might have got away with a double dribble. Looks like that hand was all the way under the ball. 3 short there from Bartley. Tommies with a press, but from an energy perspective, you give the start of this third quarter to the Seawolves. Malfunction of a communication junction there. Prekai didn't expect Baker to cut at that particular instant. Connors against Baker all the way around and outside for LeBlanc. LeBlanc
It's 2 hands on the back from Smith. That's going to be an automatic whistle. Actually called a hold. Team fouls 1 apiece here. We played 2 minutes of quarter 3. LeBlanc makes a 3. And Searles answers. Good start to the second half for Eden Searles. Shout out if you're watching from Campobello. Searles catch again for Allward. Allward tries a triple. Rebounded for LeBlanc. Jeffrey lets fly. Be out off of Bartley. Here comes the bench mob for the Tommies. Fresh 5. Olton, Steves, Oshipko, Quinlan, Giesbrecht. Nice looking release again from Searles, but it doesn't go. Giesbrecht, Quinlan. Loads, releases. Rebound, Giesbrecht. Rebound ripped away by the Tommies. Allward for Prekai off the glass. Seawolves have found their footing this quarter. And a lot of scratching to do to get back into this one. Still down 23. I wonder if they talked about what success in the second half looks like. It's winning the second half. It's not quite that simple. Win each quarter, win the half. They can somehow scrabble your way back into the game. Not with Giesbrecht playing with that confidence. Nice finish inside again from McKenzie. Ooh, danger there at the half-court line. Allward makes a 2. Out of bounds, over to SJ. Searles, nice move. Oh, another one that's rimmed out for the Seawolves. That's 2 this quarter that have been in and out. Oshipko for Giesbrecht. And timeout Seawolves. Crowd actually has thinned out somewhat in the gym here from the start of the game with the Tommies in control. Sure, a few folks will take the opportunity to get a little nourishment and then come back for the men's game. Should be an entertaining one. Same two schools. That's slated for a 6 o'clock start. Tough to tell at this point whether we're on track for that. Looks like we might be a little bit behind. Same 5 Tommies break the huddle. Seawolves stay with the same group as well. Prekai, Baker, Allward, Searles, and Smith. Ahead for Smith. Back for Baker. Marley Olton. Shipko has the pass deflected. Looking for Giesbrecht again. Inbounded for Quinlan. Olton, Giesbrecht in the post. Quinlan with the nice bounce entry. 2 to shoot. Steves. Steves with a foul on Baker. We like the energy this bench unit from the Tommies brings every time they're on the court. Don't want to say the starters started a little flat this half, but the energy seemed to be tilted toward the Seawolves initially. And this Tommies bench unit has raised that bar right back for the Tommies. So Shipko fouled. Baker or Prekai, one of the two, 7 or 11. It is 7, goes on Baker. Baker's second. So Shipko to shoot 2. Short on the first. Violation of Shipko listed in the program officially as a Fredericton hometown. However, I thought of Shipko was out of the Halifax area. Shipko to Steves. Steves can't get that one to fall. Here's SJ and Baker. Allward. Smith, Allward. Rebound Baker. It's one you like to have if you're the Seawolves. One of those shots to drop. Shipko, post for the cutting Olton, taken away by the Seawolves. And Prekai speed to the bucket. Steves. Another lay-in for 2. Look forward to seeing how Steves develops this season. There's Allward scoring 2. Quinlan for Steves, back for Quinlan. He's Brecto Shipko. Quinlan on the cut. And to the post for Quinlan. Fouled. We have third team foul on SJ, and we're going to have the starters return, I believe, for the Tommies. Jeffrey, Connors, LeBlanc, Bartley, Vedito. Inbounded for Connors. Off for Bartley. Vedito in the post. Double teamed. Out of bounds off of SJ. Vedito to beat the shot clock, no rim. Already in the hands of the Seawolves. Allward. That's Baker. Cross-court pass. That one doesn't drop for Searles. Bartley on the rebound. Searles gets it back for Baker for 2. Seawolves up 8 in this quarter. Talk about what success looks like here in the second half. Win both quarters. Right now they're winning this one by 8. Bartley inside fouled. Called on the travel, actually. Allward with a catch. Ahead for Searles, back for Allward. Inside Baker. Nice feed from Allward. Tough luck from Baker on the finish. Connors tries 3. Front rim. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Jeffrey's going to put one up. That one's no good. Connors' shot is late. So that's an 8-point quarter win for the Seawolves. 28 is down to 20, 51-31. Fire up the cell phone here and give you a rundown of the stats. As soon as I can get it to cooperate. Seawolves 31 points, 11 of 38, 29% shooting. 2 of 11 beyond the arc, 7 of 10 from the line. The Tommies 51 points, 20 of 65, that's 31%. Seawolves close the gap percentage-wise on field goals. Now 31-29, pretty close. 3-point percentage, the Tommies 4 of 27. Seawolves out shooting them on a percentage basis. And 7 of 11 from the free throw line for Stu. Turnovers, that's where it really hurts the Seawolves. 19, they had 10 in the first quarter. Tommies now up to 7. Rebounds to Tommies plus 11. Individual stats for Stu. Steves, 11 points. Connors, 11 points. Giesbrecht with 8. Connors also has 8 rebounds. Foul trouble. It's just Charlie Hall with 2. I don't think we saw Charlie Hall in that third quarter. For the Seawolves, Arena Prekai now up to 15. Eden Searles was 6. I think they're all in this third quarter. Allward 4, Baker 3, Prekai 3, and foul trouble. Baker 2, Laura Prekai 3 fouls, and Reese Smith 3 fouls. That's your three-quarter time reset. Tommies starters back out with a 20-point lead. And if you're the Seawolves, win another quarter. It's that same group of Seawolves that we saw. Kate Griffin in there, that is Lorena Prekai, 11. Rebound Connors, that's no good. Allward collects the second attempt. Allward ahead for Prekai. Prekai can't get it to go, but Searles crashes the board. Outside for Smith, shot miss, rebound Connors. Cyril Smith, Prekai, Allward, and Baker are the Seawolves. There's Searles there. Off for Prekai. Allward. 3 rimmed out. Tommy starters, Bartley, Vedito, Connors, LeBlanc, and Jeffrey. Oh, a little over the shoulder shot from Baker. High degree of difficulty, but it counts. The lead is under 20. Connors front rim. It's going to be an over the back foul on LeBlanc. Ball to hold. See how long Coach Connors lets the starting unit go here before he goes back to the bench. Whoa! That was an interesting series of events there. Not sure whether that was knocked away or that was a pass. Vedito gets a lane, scores 2. Tommy should have a speed advantage on some of these SJ bigs that are on the court. They get them on the outside, a chance to go by them. Allward called for the hook. Offensive foul, Allward's second, team's first of the quarter. 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Bartley hits a 3. Bartley for Connors. Connors rejected by Searles. Grace Crawford will come in at the next opportunity as Bartley scores inside. 5 quick points for Bartley, pushes the lead back up to 25. I have no idea how that ball got all the way through all those players. That one off the basket support. And Grace Crawford's going to be joined by 4 other Tommies. Wait till everyone stops moving around a little bit, see who's out there. Giesbrecht, Crawford. Oshipko, who has that pass. Steves and Olton. Lead back to 27. Tommies definitely winning this quarter thus far. Shipko tried to save. Here comes Alyssa Sprague in. It's going to be for Avery Allward. Baker, front rim. Searles fighting for the rebound. It's out off of Stu. Timeout, SJ, 6:09 to go in the fourth. Back out of the timeout. Seawolves ball inbounded. Prekai for Sprague. 8 to shoot. Searles, 5 to shoot. Needs emergency now. Baker spins, puts one up. I think that might have got rim into the hands of the Tommies regardless. Giesbrecht inside. Oh, in and out. And Giesbrecht cleans it up though. Travel called on Prekai. Crawford fouled. Gonna go on Eden Searles. I don't think Searles has been off the court this half. Giesbrecht with a fake. Shipko. Crawford, 4 to shoot. Ball loose on the floor. 22nd, 24-second violation here. Actually called a jump. So a change of possession there. Tommy's a break on that one. That ball just stays loose on the floor. It's a 24-second violation. Instead, because Sprague jumped on it, and they get a tie-up. Good finish again for Claudia Steeves. Non-shooting foul on Oshipko. That's going to be a shooting foul. Brenna McKenzie in. Here comes Searles to the bench. Baker makes the second. Steves again. That one was a bit tangly. Sprague met by Olton and will shoot two. Quinlan in for Steves. Did on a bigger hand than that for Steves on the way out. She's played excellent here off the bench. Make for Sprague on the second. Lay in for the Seawolves. Crawford, Quinlan. Keeps the pivot foot, now dribbles. Three to shoot, Oshipko. Fouled, gets helped up by Prekai and Crawford. Up for the shooter waiting. That looks like Charlie Hall. Oshipko good on the first. A little bit behind schedule for the men's game. Should start 5:10 after, I would say. The way we're going here with the pace. Once the final 3 minutes grinds to a screeching halt. Giesbrecht with a takeaway. That's a hit for Olton. Olton walked. McKenzie spin move on the inside. Looks like McKenzie needs to come out here. Didn't get the sub. And if McKenzie is hurt, she just needs to go down to the court. She's trying to run back and forth here. Here comes McKenzie out. Prekai in. Not entirely sure what happened there. Didn't look limping or anything. Something happened though to Mackenzie on that play. Could have just been wind knocked out maybe. Giesbrecht rips down the board, outlet pass for Hall. Olden. Giesbrecht in the post. Go to work. A little too high off the glass that time. Hall has it taken away from behind by the Seawolves. Ahead for Baker. Baker to step on Giesbrecht. Good defense though. Not to foul for Giesbrecht. Ahead for Quinlan. Final minute 20. Hall short. Shot clock violation. 1:03 to go. Now in Q4. Same two schools on the men's side coming up next. Be about 20 to 25 minutes from now. Well, they're going to get a 20-minute warm-up whenever that starts. A couple minutes after this one wraps up and the bench is clear. That's when they'll start that clock. Giesbrecht again in the post, kicks out that time, looking for Quinlan. Quinlan tied up with Laura Prekai. And Lorena Prekai on the inbound. For Sprague, 36 seconds to play. Foul on Hall. Hall's third. Tommy's fifth. Prekai to the line to shoot. Second one will give the Seawolves their 40th point of the contest. And there's another takeaway off the side of the backboard. And Seawolves out of bounds. 14 seconds to Tommies. Need to inbound, get it across half court. Quinlan for Olton, and the Tommies will dribble this one out. Final score 66-40 in favor of STU. STU moves to 2-0 at the Ken Gould. The Seawolves drop to 1-1. Seawolves will get MSVU in the early game tomorrow. Tommies are going to get UKC in the 3 o'clock contest. 11 a.m. if you're an SJ fan, 3 o'clock if you're a Tommy women fan. Come on back in 20, 22 minutes or so. We'll have the men's contest, same two schools. It'll be the Tommy men looking to move to 2-0 as both of those teams enter 1-0 in the tourney. See you then.